This video was made for you, Clarence Banks. Please enjoy. So, to begin this tale, we look in on the space pod that was supposed to land on Vampa. However, a vortex opens and we see the pod land on another world being sucked in by the vortex. Beerus' world. Broly lands there and he is the sole one surviving. However, Beerus and Whis notice the boy and put him in solitary confinement even as a child due to his insane power, and after Beerus checks in with Frieza making sure he wiped out the Saiyans for sure, then Broly is let out of the cage and Beerus decides that maybe he could take a son after all, since he can't go back to his own home planet, and even if he could, it's not like they would accept him with the title of Destroyer. So he wouldn't mind raising his own son, and he will name him Broly after, ironically, his Saiyan suit says so. Over the years, Broly would grow to tremendous lengths, even more so than he did in the movie, which he already had insane strength to begin with, but this is just even more crazy. Although Broly and Beerus had moved on with their lives and continue now, with most of the events of Dragon Ball Z taking place the same and not being affected by Broly being sent to Beerus' world, other than the fact Beerus is now more open and awake now. He is also more merciful on the Saiyans and treats Broly a bit kinder than he would an average trainee. However, Broly's real dad, Paragus, is not too happy that his son Spacepod was never found. However, going mad through his delusions, he begins practicing the dark arts, and Paragus ends up making a deal with the damned. The people from hell begin using their energies in the genius of Dr. Gero to start creating the ultimate enemy. However, this will take time to build, and Paragus needs to have a specific target he needs killed, or that this machine wants to find. If after he eliminates this target or finds whoever it is, it will either lose control, or if Paragus can press the button before the machine breaks its programming, he might have a chance to survive. However, this is Paragus' best way to find his son, and he is a little insane. Although this machine would be dangerous, we do need to check in with Broly, which sometime after the Boo saga, Beerus would likely wake up and Broly would sense a familiar key, something akin to his own. So he, Beerus, and Whis all travel out to Earth, where Broly would meet the Z-Fighters for the first time. Instead of interrupting the party, he would simply snab one from Boo while he wasn't looking and give Beerus some of the pudding. However, he would begin to train with everybody and keep them enthused, which would actually spark a more healthy relationship between Destruction Son and the Z Warriors. However, they still do learn the Super Saiyan God ritual, except this time around, the true Saiyans get to become gods. Even Baby Pan, Goten, Trunks, Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, and even Baby Pan inside of Videl all become Super Saiyan gods, which impresses Broly, and Whis takes them to a realm where they could fight to their heart's content. However, Videl and Gohan mainly set out due to the fact that, the baby's inside, and, it wouldn't be the best thing in the world to have a god baby rip out of the mom. So they stay on the sidelines, and the battle goes mostly the same, except this time it's Broly fighting against them, and he is far more superior to all of them. He only uses his simple Super Saiyan form and is able to outclass each and every one of them, making him their superior. However, at the end of this, they do all become friends, and they frequently train. However, this would also lead to them developing much, much, much quicker than the original timeline. This would lead to the Saiyans developing much, much faster, which would have them achieve blue quicker, and even Vegeta tapping into evolved quicker, which would be just around the time that Frieza showed back up, and the pair would easily defeat Frieza even one-on-one. This time, Broly just observes. Beerus is proud of his son and is delighted to see someone else is keeping him entertained. Beerus is now catching up on much sleep. Sorry about the beeping, my power's out. Anyway, after this, after they defeat Frieza, the Universe 6 tournament would happen. However, their battle with Frieza did not go unnoticed, as Paragus had tracked down the energy signature. Since Broly had intervened and stopped a blast from hitting the families around, it let off his key signature, which Paragus has been tracking for many a decades. So he fires up the ultimate machine and sends it to Earth. However, the Z Fighters at this time are gone or in the hyperbolic time chamber, and the machine misses it. Then they leave to go to the Universe 6-7 tournament, which they win rather easily, leaving the final enemy, to roam the Earth and destroy what it can to find this Saiyan. However, Paragus is not. Sorry, the beeping. Paragus is not satisfied with the machine's performance all the way up until the arrival of the winners of the Universe 6-7 tournament. Which, by the way, Broly's effect on Beerus raising him has drastically helped Beerus become a better person, which means he would have been slightly more expressionate towards Champa about restoring his Earth. The ultimate weapon is now free to roam the Earth, and the Z Warriors and Broly have arrived. However, Beerus, not long after they arrived, had decided to head back to his world, and Goku, Vegeta, and Broly had decided to stay on Earth due to just wanting to catch their breath or whatnot. Beerus was just tired, and so he moseyed his way back to his planet. However, not long after leaving, the ultimate enemy showed up. And remember, everyone is still tired, so Goku is the one that was still able to take out Hit. However, Vegeta was the one to go last, so he had to he ultimately had to sit on the sidelines. So he's still at full power. However, Goku's still weakened. Everyone else really wouldn't be much of a challenge. Broly doesn't want to see his friends get hurt. So they all decide that they should team up on this enemy after finding the world, destroyed, because he left the city they landed in alone, but he didn't leave the Earth alone. So it was a little more ominous for them to find it. So Broly, Goku, Vegeta, and all the other Z Warriors all race in to try to battle against this enemy. However, he seems to have the abilities of Frieza. Then he has the abilities of maybe a Golden Cell. Then he has the abilities of Hachiyak and others. And he just keeps... And it just seems to be an amalgamation of all of this. And it's peaking. Maybe it's even beyond something they've even encountered. Maybe something they don't remember. So it keeps evolving. It keeps all of the Z Fighters at bay. However, even Vegeta's blue form is the only thing able to keep up with it. Super Saiyan God is nothing to this thing. However, Broly steps in telling Vegeta that this is his fight. And so Broly and Vegeta team up and battle against this thing together. However, this will have a very different turn of events. Broly and Vegeta find themselves having a hard time actually putting this thing down, and they're not even sure this is its full potential. He seems to have abilities of people they've never even encountered. Possibly, maybe future or alternates. They don't know. But all they do know is this thing won't go down, and it's more remarkable. Sure, together they outclass him, but this thing is just so dang durable. However, there's a chance that they can stop it. there's a chance if Broly can harness the power that he's been trying to learn since he was young, if he can harness the power of a Hakai. He's never been able to properly execute it due to his legendary form always getting out of whack and him evolving it accidentally to Super Saiyan 3. So maybe this will be a chance to use it. If Broly can focus all of his energy down into one point and hit the ultimate enemy with it, it'll be over. He couldn't survive that, no matter how strong he is. So, Broly tells Vegeta that he needs a moment to concentrate and makes a green bubble around him. Vegeta says that he'll keep him busy. Also, back to the comment I said earlier about the others not really mattering. I know some of them have Super Saiyan God, but as I said, Super Saiyan God is nothing against this thing. Quick FYI. Anyway, Goku is using what little power he has left to try and push back this ultimate enemy as well, but his base form isn't doing much, and Vegeta's blue form can barely stay standing at this point. However, Goku erupts into Super Saiyan 3 and tries it, but is instantly knocked out. Now Broly is ready. He dives on in with the ultimate power of his legendary Hakai and slams it straight into the ultimate enemy's chest, causing both their bodies to erupt, and the ultimate enemy trying to go golden at the last moment. However, it's too late, and he's erased in the ensuing explosion. After the ultimate enemy is turned into nothingness, Broly addresses the culprit for all this and learns of his history with his father, Beerus, which they meet up in a reunion. However, Beerus declares him However, Beerus, after seeing the commotion on Earth and Broly having to use that attack, both proud of Broly, is also like, "What the heck, man?" So he deems Beerus as a threat to the universe, especially making deals with the damned. So he decides that it's time for him to erase Beerus once and for all. Thus, Broly requests that he gets to erase him once and for all, since learning that it is his father after all. Beerus nods, and after Broly learns his history, Broly erases him. However, this is where we transition to the Goku Black arc, which actually goes a little bit differently. This time around, Broly is the body that Black ends up possessing, and Goku Black is made immortal. So now, instead of Zamasu and Black, it's Goku Black and Black Broly, which both lay waste to the timeline. The plan goes as normal. However, through the various returns of jumping forth and back through the future, Broly and Goku and Vegeta all are put into a tight space until about the time where Broly and Goku Black fuse into Broly or Broku Black, which Broly cannot take him down, and even after Vegito is born and they ascend to a new level of power, they can't beat him. So Broly looks at Vegito and decides that they can do something that he learned from Beerus when he was wiping out the Metamoran race. And thus, Vegito and Broly do the fusion dance. However, after Broly and Brokuda get into a fierce battle, Brokuda, due to the power of having the power of a Hakai, is able to overwhelm Broly. However, this time, the immortal part does not come into play due to the fact that they're both mortal, and they would simply destroy each other, making this a sort of corrupted amalgamation. However, they do come out of the purple form into a reddish, lava-ish form, more similar to Broly's full power form. And this form is more explosive than it is anything. Future Trunks' timeline does end up getting erased, but not by Zeno. This time, only this fusion swells with too much power than the body can handle and detonates, ending the reality of Future Trunks. Which, obviously, the normal ending takes place. However, this time Brokuda is the one victorious over Broly. We then switch over to the Tournament of Power, which this time Broly does not compete in the tournament. However, everyone else on the tournament does. Until it comes down to Boo, which Broly manages to clap and wake up Boo. So the tournament unfolds slightly differently. However, ultimately the tournament power goes the same due to the fact that everyone is stronger has been introduced to God Ki, at least the main Saiyans, and Boo is there who can absorb individuals and spit them out on the side, or I don't know, he could have a fusion with Hit or Jiren or something like that. However, ultimately, Universe 7 still struggles, but they don't struggle nearly as hard and do end up defeating all the other universes, or at least outlasting the time, making Broly proud. And I think this is a good point in the what if Beerus raised Broly scenario. Except we see that Broly has one more mission in his life that he wants to complete. He wants to become the god of destruction, not because he wants to hurt Beerus or anything, but because he wants to prove he can, and he wants to make his father proud. Or at least the most father figure he's ever had. So, Broly gets into stance with Beerus, and they clash in an epic battle, and through many hours and heartfelt moments, and fists shaking the universe, Whis rewinds time to reveal Broly as the winner, and he is elevated to the full power of a god of destruction. Broly then hugs his father and says that he knows how the ritual will end, and thus they do the Dance of Destroyers, balancing Hakai between them, and then Broly has to kill his father with a simple hard stop he does, making Broly the new god of destruction and completing the life of Broly in this universe.